You can't bring your wife to church, she doesn't fit our family photo, Dad said. She was crying before we even parked. That night, I took every frame off their wall and left. The next time they saw us was on the cover of Forbes. The phone call came on a Tuesday, the kind of gray, indecisive afternoon that promised rain but never delivered. We were driving, heading north on the interstate toward my parents' house for their 40th wedding anniversary. Clara was in the passenger seat, humming along to some indie folk song on the radio, her hand resting on my thigh. The sunlight, weak as it was, caught the simple silver band on her finger, the one we'd bought from a street vendor in a city we could no longer afford to visit. It was a perfect, quiet moment, the kind you don't realize is perfect until it's shattered into a million pieces. My phone buzzed in the center console, displaying my father's name. I felt a familiar low-grade tightening in my stomach, the conditioned response of a son who had spent 3 decades trying to earn a nod of approval that never came. "Hey, Dad," I said, putting the call on speaker. "We're about an hour out. Traffic's not too bad." I glanced at Clara, and she gave me a small, encouraging smile. She knew how these calls went. She knew the delicate dance of deference and self-respect I had to perform. "Daniel," his voice was clipped, devoid of warmth. It was his business voice, the one he used for hostile takeovers and firing underperforming executives. "There's been a change of plans. About tonight." "A change?" My grip tightened on the steering wheel. "Is everything okay? Is Mom all right?" My mind immediately jumped to catastrophe, because with my father, bad news was always delivered with the same chilling detachment as a weather report. "Your mother is fine," he said dismissively. "It's about the photographer. We've decided to make it a more formal affair. Full family portraits, the works, for the album." He paused, letting the silence hang in the air like a threat. "And we've decided it's best if it's just the immediate family. The original bloodline, you understand." I didn't understand. Not at all. The car felt suddenly cold. "What are you talking about? Clara is immediate family. She's my wife." The words sounded stupidly obvious as I said them, a fact I shouldn't have to defend. Clara's smile had vanished. Her hand had retreated from my leg. She was staring straight ahead, her posture ramrod straight. "Daniel, don't be deliberately obtuse," my father sighed, a sound of pure, weaponized impatience. "Clara is lovely, but she isn't one of us. She doesn't fit the aesthetic we're trying to capture for the permanent record. This is about legacy. You can come, of course. We expect you to be here, but you can't bring your wife. She doesn't fit our family photo." The world stopped. The hum of the tires on the asphalt, the soft folk music, the beat of my own heart, it all just ceased. I looked at Clara. A single tear was tracing a path down her cheek, silent and devastating. She didn't make a sound, didn't sob, didn't gasp. She just sat there, perfectly still, as if his words had turned her to stone. The cruelty of it was breathtaking. Not just the exclusion, but the language. Aesthetic. Permanent record. He was talking about my wife, the woman I loved more than my own life, as if she were a poorly chosen piece of furniture that would clash with the drapes. "Are you listening to yourself?" My voice was dangerously low. I could feel a tremor starting in my hands. "Are you actually hearing the words coming out of your mouth?" "There's no need for hysterics," he said, his tone infuriatingly calm. "It's a simple request. Your mother and I are celebrating 40 years. We want a picture of the family we built, the one that started with us. It's not a judgment on your choices, Daniel. It's simply a matter of composition. She can wait for you at a hotel. Full story on channel link below.